Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitya Gaura Haribo 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 Nitya Gaura Haribo Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's Sunday Feast program. Since we are on the eve of Dashera and Diwali, so I thought I'll speak the story of Ramayana that actually leads to the celebration of these two festivals. So I'm going to be speaking from the Yuddha Kand of Ramayana. And so what we're going to be doing today is getting into some action. This is like a whole action sequence of the Ramayana that we're going to be discussing. And through this story that we're going to be discussing, we're going to be discussing a lot of beautiful lessons that we can learn for our own lives. And also, our appreciation for the Ramayana will also enhance substantially. When Lord Ram and the Vanara army were on this side of the ocean and they had to cross a 800-mile ocean. So there was a lot of confusion about how they're going to do it. Eventually, Lord Ram prayed to the ocean god Varuna, spent 3 days sitting on a bed of grass, and eventually, the Varuna, the ocean god, came out pleased with Lord Ram, and he told him to build a stone bridge using the help of Nala and Neela. And he promised Lord Ram that the ocean will cooperate. So then there was a huge task undertaken of building this massive bridge. All of us know how Hanumanji he discovered the technique of floating stones by chanting the name of Ram. Even if you go today to Rameshwaram, where the bridge was built, from where the bridge was built, you'll find those floating stones even today. I actually picked up one of those floating stones just to figure out if it was actually light in weight. I couldn't hold it for more than a moment. It was so heavy. And I dropped it back into the water. It's floating. So many scientists have tried to figure out how it happens. Till now, nobody has actually been able to figure it out. And there are not one or two. There are many floating stones over there. So I leave it to you all to go and explore those floating stones. Anyway, but from our point of view, the stones are floating just by the power of the holy names of Ram. And so the Vanaras were bringing huge number of stones from all directions, and the bridge was built in a matter of 5 days. A 800-mile long and an 80-mile wide bridge in 5 days. Um, for all those companies that are building bridges, this is like a historical, uh, interesting fact. And I'm in India at least, bridges get built over years. After 5 years, also if you visit India, one bridge is still getting built. And here in 5 days, these monkeys managed to build a bridge. The interesting thing was when the bridge got built, Lord Ram put his first step on the bridge. As soon as Lord Ram put the first step on the bridge, something fascinating happened. From the ocean, there was a wave, and the wave came and deposited a huge number of conch shells on the rock, on the bridge. All the Vanaras picked up the conch shell and began to blow the conch shell. And Lord Ram entered the bridge. And as soon as Lord Ram entered the bridge, something even more fascinating happened. So many aquatics, turtles, whales, sharks, huge fishes, and so many types of aquatics. They came and joined the bridge. So the bridge is already 80-mile wide, but with these aquatics on both the sides, the bridge became much, much wider. And these Vanaras were running across the bridge. And some of them are running over the aquatics also. So the aquatics were kind of assisting Lord Ram in, transporting the army to the other side. So when Ram and his whole Vanara army reached the other side of the ocean, Lanka, obviously, Ravan was um, bewildered, confused. No one had seen such a huge number of Vanaras in one place. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of them. And as the army started making entry towards Lanka, Ravan and his people also began to get ready. The war between the Vanaras and the Rakshasas was an intense war. It is explained the Rakshasas, Ravan's army, they were very highly equipped. They had the best of weapons, they had the best of chariots, they had the best of equipments, they had the best of everything. They were equipped with armors, they had all kinds of latest equipments. And the Vanara army, on the other hand, had nothing. They didn't have they didn't have any sort of equipments. They didn't have any sort of armors. They didn't have any sort of vehicles. They didn't have any sort of chariots. The only two people that had any weapons were Ram and Lakshman. They had a bow and arrow and they had a quiver of arrows. That's all. And it's explained the way the Vanaras fought was whatever they could get their hands on, that became their weapon. If they could get stones, they used the stone as a weapon. If they could get sticks, they used sticks as a weapon. If they could get trees, they used trees as weapons. And if they could get nothing, they used their hands as weapons. They used their teeth as weapons. They used their nails as weapons. Practically, they used anything they got as weapons. And it explained that when the Vanaras and the Rakshasas, the clash happened, the Vanaras were roaring like lions, and the Rakshasas were scared. Now it's interesting, how come an army that is unequipped, untrained, is confident, and an army that is highly equipped and highly trained is scared? There are two reasons why this happens. The first reason is because the Vanaras had a good purpose. When you have a good purpose, you become confident on your own. When you know that you are fighting for a right cause, you become extremely confident. And the second thing is that they knew Ram is behind them. When you know that God is behind you, there's another level of confidence that comes into your life. When you know that you're on your own, that kind of confidence doesn't come. The Rakshasas knew they're working for Ravan, but they also knew ultimately they are on their own. Ravan is not going to help them. They have to survive on their own. So the fight between the Vanaras and the Rakshasas was a very, very intense fight. And I'm not going to get into all the details of the fight, obviously, because I want to cover the two very important episodes. Someday in future we can discuss the entire journey of the fights, but I'm going to get into some really interesting highlights of the fight. One of the most intense moments in the whole fight was when Kumbhakarna walked into the army. Kumbhakarna was this giant brother of Ravan. He would sleep for 6 months and then be awake for one day. and that one day he would create so much havoc that, I mean, such people should be awake only little, you know. There are some people who are best when they are sleeping. I'm sure all of you recognize such people, right? When they're awake, they're very dangerous, basically. Yeah. And I'm sure many parents hope that for kids also, they sleep quite a lot. Yeah? When they're awake, they're very dangerous. So Kumbhakarna, when he woke up, he created havoc. When he walked into the army, the Vanaras were scared. They had never seen somebody so huge in their life. And Kumbhakarna was so huge, he would just pick up Vanaras like this and put it in their mouth. Just gobble them up. And the number of Vanaras he picked up and put in his mouth was so many that he didn't even get the time to bite some of them. Some of them came out from his nose, some of them came out from his ears. They were all trying to escape in different ways to save their lives. That's how huge he was. And when Kumbhakarna came in, um, Sugriv tried to fight with him. Right in the beginning of the fight with Kumbhakarna hit Sugriv with his hand. And Sugriv flew and hit on a rock and he fell unconscious. He's the king of the Vanara army. Kumbhakarna picked him up, put him on his shoulders, and walked back to Lanka. Imagine the king is gone in the first shot itself, you know. And the whole army was bewildered seeing Kumbhakarna take their king away. So as Kumbhakarna was walking back into the arm into Lanka, something interesting happened. The Lanka Vasis, they were happy that Kumbhakarna is returning back victorious. And in their joy to celebrate Kumbhakarna's victory, they started throwing flowers on him, and some of them started throwing scented water on him. And as the center water fell on Kumbhakarna, it fell on Sugriv also, who was on the shoulder of Kumbhakarna. And Sugriv suddenly woke up and he realized that he's being taken into Lanka. And he also realized if he enters Lanka, then there is no chance he will escape. So Sugriv immediately got up and he did something hilarious. He first jumped and bit off the ears of Kumbhakarna. And then he jumped and he bit off the nose of Kumbhakarna. In the Ramayana, there is something with ear and nose. You know, people are obsessed about cutting people's ears and nose. You know, it seems there is a lot of ENT surgery happening in the Ramayana era. So, why did Sugriv cut off the ears, a bite of the ears of Kumbhakarna? It's a very interesting thing. Kumbhakarna represents pride. The nature of pride, first of all, pride is like a mountain, it's huge. Any one of us who have pride in our hearts, that's how big our pride is. So, that Kumbhakarna is like a symbolic representation of our pride. And the nature of pride is that it loves hearing about itself. The nature of proud people is they want to hear their own glorification, isn't it? So if you really want to make a proud person happy, talk about him or her. The more you talk about him or her, the more they feel happy. You know, that's why they love their ears, and therefore the weak point of a proud person is his ears, and that's why Kumbhakarna, Sugriv bit his ears off. And the moment Kumbhakarna's ears were bit off, he got really angry. And he began to attack the army with even more force. And this time, the whole army ran and stood behind Lord Ram. It is explained many of the anarthas, lust, anger, greed, all of these anarthas you can fight on your own. But pride is such an anartha that you can't fight on your own. You need to take shelter of Lord Ram. So all the army, they went and stood behind Ram, and Ram faced Kumbhakarna. And Ram, when he was fighting against Kumbhakarna, first of all, he cut off the hands of Kumbhakarna. And then Kumbhakarna began to trample the army with his legs. And then Ram cut off the legs of Kumbhakarna. And now Kumbhakarna's huge body was on the ground, and he began to roll with his body, trampling hundreds of Vanaras. And this time, Ram did something very interesting. Ram filled the mouth of Kumbhakarna with arrows. It is explained that when a when a proud person does not hear about himself, his years were gone, right? When a proud person doesn't hear about his own praise, when people don't praise him, then the proud person starts speaking about himself. When others don't speak about him, he starts speaking about himself. And therefore, Ram shut his mouth so that he can't speak about himself. And then finally, Ram cut off the head of Kumbhakarna. And the head of Kumbhakarna flew and landed right in the entrance of Lanka. So, with Kumbhakarna dead, Ravan was extremely upset and angry. So, the fight between Ram and Ravan was a very intense fight. So, at some point, Ravan sent a huge number of soldiers to attack Ram and the Vanaras. When this huge army of Ravan came to attack the Vanaras, the, by this time, 7 days of the war were over. So the war lasted for 7 days. This is the seventh day of the war. So on the seventh day of the war, a very mysterious incident happened that nobody understood how it happened. It is explained the Rakshasas, the army was attacking the Vanaras. And as the Rakshasa army was attacking the Vanaras, Ram shot an arrow. And this is a very special type of missile which is known as Vayava Astra. When Ram shot this missile, something fascinating happened. All the Rakshasas and all the Vanaras in both the sides, both the armies, everyone began to look like Ram. Now imagine, this side also Ram, this side also Ram. Everyone is Ram. And people were bewildered, they didn't know what's happening. All the Rakshasas, when they saw each other, they were thinking Ram is standing here. And they began to attack each other. And they began to kill each other, thinking they're killing Ram. And all the Vanaras, when they saw each other, they saw Ram in each other, they began to offer obeisances to each other. Because they thought Ram is standing next to them. At the end of the whole battle, all the Rakshasas were dead. All the Vanaras were alive. And the Vanaras didn't have to do anything to kill the Rakshasas. They killed themselves, basically. The understanding that the Acharyas give is that inside each one of us, Ram exists. God exists inside all of us. The problem is, there are some people who are envious of God. So when they see divinity in someone, instead of respecting the divinity, they get upset, they get angry, they get bewildered, they want to attack. And there are some people who see divinity in each other and they learn to respect that divinity. So here, Ram just shot one arrow and they killed each other. Themselves only they died. The reality is that when we look at problems in our lives, when we face problems in our lives, we feel that problems are so difficult to solve. But for God, no problem is difficult. He has solutions that we can't even imagine. So whenever you come across a difficult problem in life, don't tell God how difficult the problem is. Tell the problem how great God is. And some solutions come up which you would have never ever imagined in your life. The interesting part of Ravan and his army was that whenever a Rakshasa died, whenever any Rakshasa died, Ravan gave a standard instruction. The instruction that he had given was, whenever any Rakshasa dies, throw the body into the ocean. Why? He did not want the enemies to know count of how many people have died. So any Rakshasa died, immediately body was disposed and thrown into the ocean. And Ram had given an instruction: any Vanara dies in the battle, preserve his body. We'll give him a very good cremation later on. As a result, every single Vanara who died in the war, their bodies were preserved separately. And when Hanumanji went and got the Sanjeevani herb from the Himalayas, he got this whole mountain of Sanjeevani herbs. The moment that mountain came in, all the dead Vanaras woke up. Every single Vanara that died, everyone woke up. And all the Rakshasas that died, they were inside the ocean. They couldn't wake up because they couldn't smell the Sanjeevani herbs. Imagine when you respect people, whatever they do for you, even if someone does a little for you, you should respect that person. So Ravana's entire strategy was of disrespect. He didn't care for people. And Ram, he sincerely cared for everyone that served him, worked for him. The last war was a Ram Ravan war. On the last day, Ravan himself comes out. And when Ravan comes out, he comes out with a huge army. And Ravan comes out in a massive chariot drawn by 100 horses. You can imagine the chariot size, it is drawn by 100 horses. Huge golden chariot filled with all the best of equipments, the best of missiles, the best of weapons. And Ravan is wearing a golden armor. He's wearing a beautiful golden crown. And he had a golden bow in his hand. And Ram was standing on the ground. He did not have an armor. He did not have much equipment. He didn't have much weapons. He didn't have a chariot. He didn't have a driver. He didn't even have slippers. Bharat took the slippers away. So Ram had nothing. So Vibhishan, when he saw Ram standing like that, and he saw Ravan comparing the two, Vibhishan spoke to Ram and he said, "How are you going to fight against him? You're not equipped only." And Ram said something amazing. Ram told Vibhishan, "Who told you I don't have a chariot? I also have a chariot." So Vibhishan was not able to see any chariot. So Ram said, "I am standing on the chariot of Dharma." So I'm saying, I'm standing on Dharma Ratha. And I also have armor. My armor is that of Satguna. Good qualities are my armor. And he said, I'm carrying a weapon. I have powerful weapons. And my weapon is knowledge. And I have a chariot driver. My chariot driver is sadhana, spiritual practices that I do. So, externally, all of us may be in situations like Lord Ram where we don't have enough externally equipments to face something powerful. But internally, we can be quite equipped. Ram was externally not equipped, but internally very equipped. Ravan, on the other hand, was externally very equipped, but internally unequipped. This is Ram Ravan war. So, when the fight between Ram and Ravan began, Ram shot so many arrows at Ravan. He was so angry because this is the first time Ram was facing the person that kidnapped his wife. So imagine how much anger Ram had in him. He shot so many arrows at Ravan at one go that Ravan literally fell unconscious on the chariot. And Ravan's driver, seeing that his master has fallen unconscious, took the chariot away to a far distance to help his master recover. So when Ravan woke up after some time, this driver is getting water for him and he's serving him, taking out all the arrows. Ravan got really angry on his driver. He said, "You stupid fellow, how dare you get me out from the battlefield? It is not at all like a warrior to come out of the battlefield like that." This chariot driver got really upset on Ravan. He said, "Do you know what happened in the battlefield after you fell unconscious?" He said, "As soon as you fell unconscious, a big bunch of Vanaras jumped on your chariot and they were trying to drag you away from the chariot. Imagine if you had been trapped by the Vanaras, what they would have done to you." He said, "I saved your life by bringing you from there." And Ravan suddenly realized that he should not have shouted so badly, at the driver. He obviously didn't say sorry because there is no sorry in his dictionary. So he just said, "Take me back to the battlefield." In the meanwhile, where Lord Ram was, a very miraculous event happened. Indra sent his own chariot to Lord Ram. And the chariot of Indra appeared in front of Lord Ram along with a driver named Matali. And Matali told Lord Ram that my master Indra has sent this chariot for you. Please accept it. Now you might wonder, After 7 days, last day, why are you sending chariot? Indra takes calculated risks. Indra was not sure whether Ram is actually going to win the war. So first 7 days he didn't take any risk because he says if Ram lost the war and Ravan won, and if we send the chariot on the first day, he had it, isn't it? So Indra did not send the chariot till the last day. When he was absolutely sure Ram is going to win, he sent the chariot. The last fight. So Ram, he walked around the chariot very respectfully 3 times and he got on the chariot and he tells Matali, take me to Ravan. And the moment he tells Matali, take me to Ravan, he stops for a second. And Ram tells Matali, I'm sorry, I gave you an instruction. He says, I'm sorry, I gave you an instruction. I should not have spoken to you in an instructive tone. He says, I know that you are an expert in your job. Please do the needful. Matali becomes so amazed. He has driven many people in the past. But this is the first person he is driving who is respecting him for his skills, who is respecting him as a person. Drivers are not exactly the most respected people, isn't it? People take them for granted. People take them, pretty easy. But here is a person who is actually respecting Matali. So Matali was inspired and he decided to give his best to Lord Ram. Look at the difference between Ravan handling his driver and Ram handling his driver. Stark difference in leadership, isn't it? Stark difference in mindsets and stark difference in consciousness. When Ravan appeared in front of Ram and Ravan, the fight began. And the fight was so intense. The number of arrows that were being shot were so many. People couldn't even make out when the arrow was mounted and when the arrow was shot. That was the speed at which these arrows were moving. And everyone in the battlefield on both the sides stopped fighting. And they just stood there watching a Rama Ravan war. So fascinating the war was. At some point, Ram he got very angry with Ravan and he shot an arrow that cut off the head of Ravan. And the head of Ravan fell on the battlefield. There was a big shock in the Rakshasa army. The king is dead. Suddenly, the king is dead. Just when everyone thought the war is over, suddenly Ravan's head, one more head comes up. You know, Ram is bewildered. He said, what is this? Never seen anything like this. Chop off somebody's head, the head comes up again. Ram cuts off the head again. And a second head comes up. And he keeps cutting off one head after another. The head keeps coming again and again and again. Ram cuts off the hands of Ravan. The hands of Ravan keep appearing again and again. And very soon, the entire battlefield is filled with hundreds of heads of Ravan. Now imagine your own head lying over there. It's scary, right? So Ravan was seeing all his heads lying all over the place. And still he had one head, on his shoulders. People were fascinated. Lord Ram had no idea what is going on or how to handle this fellow. He seems to be immortal, literally. At that time, Vibhishan comes to Lord Ram and tells him a secret. It was a family secret that no one except people in the family knew. Vibhishan said, the only way to kill Ravan is in his navel, there is a pot of nectar. If that nectar is dried up, only then Ravan will die. But to dry up that nectar, you no ordinary arrow will work. There is a particular arrow known as Brahmaban. Only that arrow can dry up the nectar. And that arrow is in a secret place that only Ravan and Mandodari know. So now, how do you find it? Arrow. So whenever such problems arise which nobody has solution, Ram calls Hanumanji and he says, go and find that arrow and come. And Hanumanji has always out of box solutions to problems in life. He's a very creative type of person. So he realized there's only one person that is going to tell me where that arrow is, and that is Mandodari. So Hanumanji, he jumped into Lanka and he's disguised himself as a old astrologer. When you are in big trouble, you suddenly remember astrologers, correct? So Hanumanji knew the mindset of Lanka. He is quite good in psychology. He understood that everybody in Lanka is searching for astrologer because they want to know what is going to happen to Lanka. So he was roaming around and studying people's charts and all that. And he made such accurate predictions. He was telling people about what is happening to their husbands, to their sons, to their brothers in the war. And everything he was saying was accurate because most of the people he only killed. So he knew who died in what way. And these people were amazed. Everything so accurate he's predicting. So slowly, Hanumanji's glory as an astrologer began to, roam around all over Lanka. And Mandodari came to know that this really powerful astrologer has come. And Hanumanji was roaming around Lanka saying, Jai Shri Ravan, Jai Shri Ravan. And Mandodari called for this astrologer. And she wanted to know what is going to be the future of this Ram Ravan war. And Hanumanji, with great confidence, he said, don't worry. Though everything seems dark, but your husband will win. And Mandodari felt really relieved. And he gave her blessings and he was walking away. And just when he was leaving, he turned around and he said, are you sure you have kept the secret a secret? For a moment, Mandodari didn't understand what he's saying. Hanumanji said, are you sure you have not told anyone the secret? Mandodari understood that this person knows the secret. She said, yes, yes, no one knows the secret. Hanumanji said, then fine. He was turned away and was leaving. Again he turned behind and he said, are you sure you have kept that secret in a really secret place? Now Mandodari began to have doubt, whether it is actually secret or it is safe. She said, yes, yes, it is inside this pillar safe. That's all. Hanumanji banged the pillar, took out that arrow and jumped back. And in the next moment, Ravan was dead. And then Hanumanji said, Jai Shri Ram. Ravan's heads being cut symbolizes many things. So, Dashera technically is a festival where we celebrate the victory of good over evil. The heads of Ravan represent many things. What does your head represent? First of all, the head is the seat of intelligence, right? So we all use our head to think. We use our intelligence to think. So Ram was cutting off one head, another head was appearing. The head is the seat of intelligence, but the head also is the seat of doubt. Right? We keep getting doubts in our head, right? So the nature of the head, nature of doubts is that when one doubt is solved, another doubt comes up. The second doubt gets solved, a third doubt comes up. It keeps coming up again and again and again. The fight between good and evil, it is not a one-time fight. It is not that you destroy one doubt, you will never get a doubt again. Another doubt will come up. You destroy a second doubt, a third doubt will come up. You destroy a fourth doubt, it will keep coming again and again and again. The only way you can completely eradicate all the doubts in your mind is not on an intellectual level. You have to hit the sanskaras, which is the navel. The sanskar means, see, basically, there are two ways of solving problems in life. There is an external way and there is an internal way. So, what we end up doing is we deal with problems on an external level. You solve one problem, then you go and solve, then another problem comes up. You solve that problem, a third problem comes up. You solve that problem, another problem comes up. This is the nature of our anarthas. You deal with one anartha, a second one comes up. You deal with one vice, a third vice comes up. This keeps on going on. The only way to deal with it permanently is by attacking the sanskaras, the navel. Sanskara means it attacks the root of the vices, which is our propensity to sin. Unless the propensity to sin goes away, we will keep doing bad things in our lives. We'll keep doing sinful things in our life. And that propensity to sin will go away only when we chant the holy names of the Lord. And that's the power of the holy names. So when Hanumanji, when Lord Ram killed Ravan, Hanumanji goes to Mother Sita and tells her, Ravan is dead. And Sita becomes very happy that Ravan is dead. The interesting thing about the Ramayana is that the Ramayana, many people think Ramayana is such a boring book. Nothing exciting happening. But Ramayana actually is a very exciting book. When Hanumanji met Mother Sita in Lanka before the war, Sita had given Hanumanji a 30-day deadline. She told him, in 30 days, if Ram doesn't come and save me, I will end my life. So, by the time Hanumanji left from Lanka, burning the city, meeting Ravan and all that, and he reached back to his people on the other side of the ocean, and then they ran up to meet Lord Ram in Kishkinda, the entire duration took 3 days. So, out of 30 days, 3 days were gone. And then from Kishkinda, the whole Vanar army came down to the southern ocean, to Rameshwaram. The entire army took 12 days to come from top to down, from Kishkinda to the southern ocean. Because the army was so huge, it took more time to come. So 3 plus 12 is 15 days were gone. And then Lord Ram had to sit and pray to the ocean god for 3 days. So 15 plus 3, 18 days were gone. And then how many days it took to build the bridge, I told? 5 days. So 18 plus 5, 23 days are gone. And the Ram Ravan war, the entire war lasted exactly for 7 days. On the 7th day, Ravan was killed. That means the 30th day, when Sita had given the warning, exactly on the 30th day, Ravan was killed and Sita was rescued. But that's not where the problem gets over. The climax is still building up. The 30th day of the Ram Ravan war, I mean, the 30th day from the day Sita had given the warning, that day happened to be the 14th year of their exile, last day. So it was the last day of the 14-year exile period. And Bharat had told Ram, if you do not come back to Ayodhya, the next day after the 14th year gets over, I will end my life. So just now Sita's life was saved by Ram, exactly on the 30th day. And here now he has to go all the way back to Ayodhya to save Bharat's life by sunset. And therefore Ram asked Vibhishan for the Pushpak Viman. Because he knew there is no way he can go by road. There's no way he could reach back in one day. So Ram and Sita got into the Pushpak Viman. Lakshman got into the Pushpak Viman. And Hanumanji got into the Pushpak Viman. So Ram thanked Sugriv, Vibhishan, everybody before leaving. Vibhishan and Sugriv asked Ram, can we also join in? Because, we want to see your coronation. And Ram said, yes, come. Vibhishan and Sugriv got in. And all the Vanaras, they said, can we also join in? Ram said, come. The Pushpa Viman expanded into such a huge size. The Pushpa Viman are not like planes of today. There's limited seats. It just expands as many people are there. Ravan used it alone. Imagine. It had the capacity to carry millions of people. He used it alone. So when the Pushpa Viman expanded, all the Vanaras got in. It took off. And Lord Ram was showing Mother Sita all those places which were in connection, with him coming all the way from Kishkinda towards Lanka. And Sita was fascinated seeing the bridge. Sita was fascinated seeing all the places that she had not seen because she was not there with Ram. And finally, they reach towards Kishkinda. Sita tells Ram, let us call all the Vanara women also because they made bigger sacrifices, on behalf of their husbands. So Ram said, no, 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 I can't take a risk. It's already afternoon. Bharat will die if we don't reach. You know, human women take a lot of time to get dressed up. Ram said, I have no idea how much time Vanara women are going to take. He said, I can't take a risk. Sita said, nothing doing. If Vanara women don't come, we won't go only. So the whole Pushpakiman got down, and all the Vanara women got in, and then they took off. And they reached Bharadwaj Muni's ashram. Ram had told Bharadwaj Muni that before I go to Ayodhya, I'll come and visit you. So the Pushpakiman got off there, and Ram told Hanumanji, you go to tell Bharat that I'm come. so that you stop him from ending his life. So Ram gets off over there. He's with Bharadwaj Muni, and Hanumanji goes to Bharat, and he saves Bharat's life. Bharat is just about to jump into the fire because it's already sunset time, you know. And when Bharat hears Ram has come, he becomes very happy. And in the meanwhile, Bharadwaj Muni feeds Ram, Lakshman, and all the Vanaras. And then Hanumanji comes back to inform that Bharat is waiting. So the Pushpa command again takes off, and it's getting down at Nandigram. And this is the place where all the Ayodhya Vasis are assembled together to receive Ram, Lakshman, Sita after 14 years of exile. And they all want to tell Ram that you're coming back to an Ayodhya which is different from the Ayodhya that you left. The Ayodhya that Ram left was a dark place, right? It was a very confused place. And to symbolize the fact that Ayodhya is different now, they all lit lamps. They all lit lamps, and the whole place got lit by lamps. Lamp signifies knowledge. Lamp signifies light, goodness. And Ayodhya Vasis, they knew the Pushpa command is coming from top. And the lamps, imagine, when your flight descends into Chicago, you can see the city of Chicago lit up in the night. It looks so beautiful, isn't it? Imagine thousands and thousands of lamps to welcome Lord Ram. And Lord Ram was so touched seeing the gesture of Ayodhya Vasis. When Lord Ram got off, the Pushpa command came down. Lord Ram comes down from the Pushpa command, and he falls at the feet of his Guru Vashishta first. And when Lord Ram falls at the feet of Vashishta, he keeps his bow and arrow at the feet of Vashishta. When he gets up, he does not pick up the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow remains at the feet of Vashishta. Why? Because he's indicating to the world Ram Rajya is not going to be built on the power of weapons. It is going to be built on the power of respect, love, and affection. Ram never touched that bow and arrow after that because he didn't need to. He had a different way of ruling the kingdom. And Lord Ram introduced all the Vanaras as his friends to Vashishta and his mothers. He didn't introduce them as monkeys. He didn't say, here is a group of monkeys that help me. He introduced all of them as his friends. And then Mother Kaushalya asked Ram a very interesting question. She asked Ram, how did you manage to defeat such a massive army of Ravan? And Lord Ram gave a beautiful answer. And in my understanding, that's what the whole mood of a good devotee should be. Lord Ram told Kaushalya that I had two things that helped me cross the ocean of Ravan's army. I had a good boat and I had good oars. The boat that I used to cross the ocean of Ravan's army was the Vanaras. The Vanara army was my boat. It was a powerful boat. And the oars that helped me cross the ocean of Ravan's army was the blessings of my Guru, the blessings of Vashishta. These two helped me cross the ocean of Ravan's army. The interesting part was Ram didn't take credit for it himself. He didn't say, I fought well. He didn't say that at all. He said, the Vanaras helped me, my Guru's blessings helped me. He didn't say anything about himself. This is Ramayana. The idea of celebrating festivals is more important than the festival is the consciousness behind the festival. Most of us, we celebrate festivals, but we forget why we celebrate those festivals. Dashera is a festival that we celebrate to understand the power of evil and to understand the greater power of good over evil. When we experience evil in our lives, when we experience bad in our lives, when we experience sadness in our lives, we should understand that there are powers that are much greater than those negative powers. And taking shelter of those negative of the higher powers is what the Shara is all about. And Diwali is a festival of lights. It's a festival of knowledge. The light just is not about decorating a house with light. It's about welcoming the Lord, symbolizing that I am welcoming you to a place which is filled with knowledge. So every house, if you want to really welcome Ram, it's not about just lighting the house up, it's about lighting your hearts with knowledge also. So today, on this festive season, Dashera and Diwali, my recommendation to all of you all will be, the festival will be complete if you not only decorate your house with lights, but you decorate your hearts with light, the light of knowledge. So don't just celebrate a festival, but read about the festival, understand the festival, understand the deeper significance behind the festivals, and then celebrate it. You will have a much more beautiful festival, a much more exciting festival, and a much more heartfelt festival than ever before. What I spoke to all of you is just a little sample of what Ramayana is really about. So I've written this entire series called Ramayana: The Game of Life in 6 volumes. My recommendation to all of you all is that on this festival, please get this whole series, and please spend time reading the Ramayana in detail, exactly like the way I'm speaking to you. The entire series is written in the same style, and when you read the entire series, you will feel the exact same excitement that you felt in this lecture. So my recommendation to all of you is, please don't just celebrate Ramayana and Diwali, Dashera and Diwali as once in a year festivals. Let's make it a part of our lives. Let's enlighten our hearts with what Ram Rajya is about. Let's enlighten our hearts with what the mood and consciousness of Ramayana is about. And let's enlighten our hearts with the right spirit of celebrating these festivals. And that's when we will actually be celebrating Dashera and we'll actually be celebrating Diwali. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shubhavilas Prabhu. Um, if there is, we are at time, but we can take one question. If anybody has any question.
Nice question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for this wonderful class. Uh, like I had this question for a long time. So now we have Vibhishan in the middle of all the Rakshasas. So how come Vibhishan was not so much affected? I mean, even before like meeting Lord Ram, how just only he turned out to be like a person, in on the path of dharma. Like how he was not affected by it, yeah, by the association.
See, Vibhishan, Ravan, Kumbhakarna, Shurpanaka, they were born from Vishravas and Kaikashi. Vishravas was the father and Kaikashi was the mother. So Kaikashi was a Rakshasi and Vishravas was a sage. He was a Brahmana. And the three of them took the mood of their mother, the Rakshasi Pravritti of their mother. And Vibhishan took the mood of his father because of the blessings of his father. So when actually Vishravas was fooled, was cheated by Kaikashi's father. Kaikashi's father was named Sunda. He cheated Vishravas, convincing him that Kaikashi was a good person. And the reason he wanted Vishravas and Kaikashi to marry was because he knew the Brahmanas are very powerful and Rakshasa are very powerful. When Rakshasa Brahmanas come together, you will create superpower. But he didn't tell this to Vishravas. And after they got married, Vishravas came to know that he was cheated. And therefore he cursed Kaikashi. But Kaikashi, she felt very bad. She felt sad. She fell at Vaishnava's feet and begged forgiveness. And then he said, "You'll have one son who will be a gem." So that's the reason behind Vibhishan's. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we'll have prasadam upstairs on the third
Not
floor.
for the books. There's a bookstall at the back.
Yes, so as Prabhu was mentioning, he has written, he has authored many books. So there is a bookstall outside. If you're interested, you can check it out. Hare Krishna.
When is the film gonna be? Oh, that is so. I'll have to ask the publishers. Okay. Yes, it's convenient. It's easy. I know. Audible is much easier. Yeah. I listen to Audible a lot. Yeah, because I finished last year itself, and they still waiting. I'll tell them. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you the answer. I think I wanted to ask that. I think I have the same question. Yeah. I'll tell you what the understanding is. So basically, the Shira falls on a particular date, and then it is explained that Lord Ram landed in Nandigram the next day. Basically, on the Dashera day, Ravan is killed. The next day he landed in Nandigram. But from Nandigram, he entered Ayodhya. So basically, when he landed in Nandigram, Lord Ram had not performed his Shraddha for his father. The whole 14 days. He did it, but he did it in not exactly the best way. He did so in Nandigram for 12 days, they performed the entire rituals for the Shiva's. Then after that, he entered Ayodhya on the way. That's why there's a gap. But then
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvichesha Sunyabhave Paschatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Tagora Haribo, 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 Tagora Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Put your mic a little higher so we can hear you. Okay, we can't hear you. Perfect. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore Keshori, Jaya Kishore Keshori, Jaya Kishore Keshori, Jaya Kishore Keshori. Jaya Gauranita, Goranitai Jaya Goranitai. Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Wait, I'll get him out. It's fine, you don't need to put it. Just press. Just press. Ah, can you press this for me? Yeah, can you press this for me? I have to. Nobody else is. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori. Jaya Goranitai, Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna. I want to just take just a minute of your attention. I'd like to dedicate this kirtan to little Udava. Uda was a very small boy who came to this world as a child of two of my dear friends, God brother and God sister, Sri Gauranga Prabhu and Pravala Madhuri Mataji. And this beautiful child sadly has go back home, back to Godhead. We say sadly, but it's also, it gives happiness. It's part of the how this world is. The sadness is I feel for my friends. You can imagine having lost your child in a very small age. So I want to request something for all of you. Can you come close? Everybody, come close. We can chant together with one heart. We can chant together with one voice. Come as close as you can so we can all chant together. Harinam is like that. When we chant together, there's a very special thing that happens. When we take shelter of the Lord, something very special happens not only for us, but for the whole world. So we like to dedicate this chant for Uddhava. We think in this beautiful little boy and think that Krishna was given a very safe path back to his lotus feet. And we can have with our heart connect to my dear friends so they can also navigate this very difficult time. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Chan Chan, Hare. Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Oh Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Chan 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Radhe Radhe Chan, chan, chan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam, Harinam. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ah! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo. Stop. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chant, chant, everybody for Uddhava. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Radhe Govinda, Jaya Radhe Govinda, Bolo Baje Radhe Govinda, Jaya Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Jaya Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Jaya Radhe Govinda, Oh Radhe 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 Govinda, Radhe 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 Govinda, Bhaje Radhe Govinda, Jaya Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda. Oh Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda. Oh Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe Govinda. Oh Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. 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 Oh Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hey Govinda. Baje Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda 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 Govinda. Govinda 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 Govinda. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. Oh Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Jaya Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori. 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Bhai Gaura Premanande Hare Hare.